Oh, do you want to do some for like a...
No. I don't know. I mean, but, like outtake.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. After we recorded, This was us pounding beers. This was us checking the popping of the mic.
Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty, because there's always money in the banana stand. With me today, is Nico Fritz. This is our first Wine with Industry Friends segment. So, warm welcome to Nico. She is, you just do about everything, don't you?
Everything.
The last card I saw had cellar rat on it with an awesome winged rat.
Yeah, it was
on your business card.
It was a winged rat. Sorry.
But
a little louder than I anticipated.
And she brought some fun sparkling
pet-nat.
Pet-nat.
Pétillant naturel.
Which apparently I didn't know about before, or I didn't know the fancy name for before she introduced it to me.
No, it's not a fancy name. So it's bottled before it's done fermenting.
Mm-hmm. Is that not a French thing?
Traditional. No. They ferment something and then they re-inoculate it. They add more sugar and more yeast, and then they cap it, and then they turn it, and then they pull it out of their shit and they put it in a new bottle. This is actually bottled before it's done fermenting, and then it finishes in the bottle, so you actually never really know what you're gonna get, which is horrifying and amazing at the same time.
So you're blessed when it does turn out correctly, and otherwise you just have something that you're not going to be able to sell to people.
Yeah, I think it's like a nice little surprise. You never really know what you're going to get.
Isn't that a slogan for a candy bar?
It might be. What candy bar?
I don't know.
No, that's a Forrest Gump thing. You never know
life
what you're
is like
get.
a box of chocolates. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or cheers. Yeah, we'll add the actual clinking in post.
How'd you like it?
Good. So, Nico, why don't you tell the viewers what you do in the industry, if you would like to?
I would love to. So, basically, I'm the oenologist. So, I do all the chemistry in the lab, which I enjoy telling people I'm the wine chemist. It really freaks people out. It makes them think that I'm a lot fancier than I really am. Do
people think of like Heisenberg? Or
yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's a Breaking Bad situation, but with wine.
But it's been challenging to get to where I am, especially since as you say, I didn't study it in school.
It's something we have in common.
Yeah, I just wanted to be in the cellar. I just wanted
not
to
having
be...
a background in wine, I believe.
Yeah. Not having... No, my background was hazmat and nuclear power.
Which is super cool.
It is super cool. I made a lot of money, but it was one of those things where it was like 6 months on and 6 months off. Mm-hmm. So the 6 months on, I was very disciplined. I worked very hard. I worked long hours and made a lot of money. And I saved a lot of money. My 6 months off was a disaster because I like to party.
Fair enough. And... so you left nuclear power and you found an industry that actually does that from time to time, drinks copious amounts and likes to have fun. That's
true.
So how did you start down your wine road to becoming an enologist? Say that 5 times fast.
No. It took a while. So I left nuclear power, and then in order to get your foot, I guess, in the door, especially in Paso Robles or Napa or anywhere, you need to work a harvest. So you need to find a winery that's going to be willing to give you a chance. And luckily, my background, I think, because I had done some, hazmat, nuclear power, a little bit of construction, demolition, things like that, that people thought, okay, well, she might not have the wine background, but at least she has the physical labor and just the drive to work hard, and she doesn't care about getting dirty and stuff.
And
So
the intelligence that...
And the intelligence. Because it requires so much intelligence to, like, bust through concrete.
I was going back to the nuclear physics aspect. Okay, so you worked a harvest, and then where'd you go from there?
And then I knew that I wanted to stay in the industry. I've always loved wine, just never worked in it. And when I was doing the Diablo nuclear power thing, my 6 months off, my buddies would always say, work a harvest. But it didn't make sense to me financially to do that. So I never did. But I loved wine because I worked for this little Italian restaurant, Buona Tavola.
Excellent restaurant.
Right? And they had great Italian wine. So at first I fell in love with Italian wine, and then I just fell in love with wine in general. But mostly just like pairing food and wine, and just the hedonistic, delicious, amazing aspect of wine and food, and how it brings people together, and how it's probably my favorite thing to do is drink wine and eat food and just converse with my friends and things like that. So that's what got me into wine. So then I worked my first harvest, and then I decided, okay, I need to stay in this industry, but how, especially without the background. So I worked in a tasting room.
Awful tasting room house.
No.
Kidding.
I was amazing.
I think you were one of the best in that tasting room.
Because I wasn't fake. Like, I wasn't going to bullshit with you, and I wasn't going to tell you, listen, this wine is going to taste like, rose
lilies
petals
and puppies in the springtime.
It smells like Big Sur after a rain, and gravel.
Petrichor.
Lick a stone.
But at the same time, you were very knowledgeable about the wine that you were serving, and It wasn't something that you were just saying, oh, this is a red wine. Please enjoy.
Right.
You'll like it.
No, I think my role there, which was a little different and not the same kind of, take on it that everyone took, was I didn't really want to tell you what you were going to taste, and I don't want to tell you too much about the wine. I kind of just wanted to be there to talk about whatever the person wanted to talk about. Because some people come in and they don't know wine that well, and so they're a little apprehensive, and they don't really want to speak to a wine steward who's going to be really kind of snobby and in your face about it, so I'd be like, oh, well, that Raiders game, or try and see if someone was into sports, or see if they were into maybe other things aside from wine, so that the focus was brought away from their wine knowledge or lack thereof, and we could just have a nice experience, and then they would actually find themselves enjoying the wine, and not really talking about it.
That's cool. Definitely what we're trying to do here on Rewine is to reach out and demystify wine and have people feel comfortable to go into a tasting room and not feel like, hey, the person behind the bar is a giant douchebag.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Which is awesome that you did that while you were behind the bar.
I tried.
So... apparently you transitioned from a tasting room to
the cellar.
Cellar.
Yeah. Yep. That was interesting. Yeah, so I just made it known to the people who ran the cellar, the winemakers, and the owner of the company, that I had a background in the like forklift driving and things like that. Just things that I thought would be good tools to have while working in a cellar. And so slowly but surely I was given hours in the cellar, and I literally started out pressure washing drains, and I was fine with it. I loved it because I could just kind of put on headphones and get dirty and zone out, and I'm just a lot more comfortable, I think, working by myself, not even necessarily just by myself, but I don't want to be in front of people all the time. But it's nice, to just disappear in the cellar and be with the barrels and the wine and the smells and the concrete and the cold.
It's very relaxing.
It is super relaxing. So that's how I, pressure washing drains, and then
worked your way up.
I worked my way up. Yeah, exactly.
And now you're the Oenologist.
Now I'm the Oenologist.
That's awesome. What's an average day like for you? Is there such thing as an average day?
There sort of is now, which is weird. So I do have somewhat of an average day. Usually I get to work at 6:45, which is 15 minutes early, which is ridiculous, but I'm OCD like that. What I like to do is I like to get there early. I like to open up the winery. I like to open up the cellar. And I go and first thing I do sometimes is just change out the chemicals in the tasting cart. It's just like a nice ritual, that I have. So I'll just, change out all the chemicals in the water and wash everything, and that'll take, half an hour to 45 minutes. But after I've had that solitude, that peaceful time by myself, then I'm usually ready to talk to people.
Nice. And do you talk to people?
When I have to. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So then after that, I'll pull some samples, because inevitably something will have to be sampled. We need to run for sulfurs or volatile acidity or, pH, titratable acidity, whatever. You just want to make sure that the wine is healthy. So the first part of my day is making sure all the instruments that I use are clean, and then pulling samples. And then usually by lunchtime I have all my samples in the lab, and then I will run analysis. Well, we still like to promote Baker.
By the
Wine
way,
and grape analysis. Go, Brenda. We love you.
By the way, I am always jealous. You'll post on Instagram. Oh, what's your Instagram if you want to throw it out there?
I don't know. I think it's Shiz. Is it Shiz?
It's this right here.
Yes, Shiz Fritz. Shiz. So that's French, anyways. Comes from the verb chier, which means to shit. Anyways, French people will get it.
Well, this is going to be demonetized now. And you've built like kind of a little following on Instagram through the wine community, haven't you? So much so that you've ended up writing a blog, guest blog post for who was it? It was Loam Baby, which is, I believe, also a part of the extended Robert Parker.
It is now.
That's cool.
Yeah, the wine advocate.
Yes.
that was interesting. That was really cool. RH Drexel just was following me on Instagram and approached me and asked me if I would just keep a 1-week journal of basically just what an average day was like. And at the time I was still a cellar rat. I wasn't doing the lab analysis. I wasn't doing the chemistry.
But you did do
which I do love and I miss. I was at the time a little bit. I would have like a lab day. Would you like some more pet-nat?
Sure.
Petillon. So I kept a journal for a week, and I thought I edited it pretty well. It was very flattering that RH was interested in me at all, and then especially that I was chosen for Loam Baby's first publication in Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. I thought that like and to this day we're still in communication, and I'll get like a smiley face or a heart or something, and I'm just like, oh man,
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It was a cool experience.
And would you say that's your coolest moment in the wine industry thus far, or is there another one?
I think my coolest moment in the wine industry so far would be proving people wrong. There were a lot of people who thought because of my attitude or personality or because of the way I look or because of the way I dress that I wouldn't succeed or advance. Yeah. So I think my favorite part is kind of being like, guess what? You were wrong.
And that's awesome that you did. Personally, I think it's awesome to see what you've done in the last couple of years. And
thank you.
Where you are now.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself down the line in your wine journey, I guess?
My wine journey. When I was younger, I always wanted to live in France. I studied in France for a year when I was 20. And ever since I've been back from France, it's sort of been my dream to just live there again. I like the lifestyle in Europe. So I always thought I would end up back in France. And kind of now, as time goes on and I'm advancing, I think I would probably be really happy just working at a small, cute little winery in like the Rhone region, somewhere not pretentious and overly priced. Come on, and not Bordeaux, and not
Châteauneuf de Pop.
Oh, come on. All right, fine. So some little proprietor that makes rosé in Aix-en-Provence or something, in Provence.
Do you speak French?
Oui, je parle français.
Ah.
Wait, what?
Je m'appelle Claude.
Je t'appelle pas Claude. Je t'appelle Brandon.
I heard things differently. Sorry.
That was good.
Yeah.
You can tell people what your name is.
Well, I could tell them my name's Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want people to know your real name anyway.
It's what I like to go cognito wherever I go.
This is nice, don't you think?
Yes. Tell us about what you brought.
This pet-nat Natural. It's made of Chardonnay, and so it's basically a wine that's not done with fermentation. You put it in the bottle and you cork it like a champagne, and you kind of just cross your fingers and hope for the best. And I think he's done a very nice job.
Yeah, no, this is quite good. And it's a Chardonnay, you said?
Yeah, Chardonnay. Yep.
So, and that's...
a Chardonnay grape.
We'll talk about that in a future episode of Rewind when we talk about Burgundy or Chardonnay or Champagne or Sparkling. Who knows?
Meunier.
It's Petit Meunier.
Yeah.
I like to call it Petit Manure.
That's the one you called manure.
What did you think I was saying?
The worst.
There's like 3 Burgundian varietals.
There's more, though.
But there's 3 main ones that go in Chardonnay.
Yes.
Or not Champagne, excuse me.
I did the same thing. It's the pet-nat.
The pet-nat. Yes. So, and again, link in the description below to that future episode. It's not done yet, but will be covered at some point in time.
Will it? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
you're
with
welcome.
other
You're welcome to come back and for I don't even know what I'm calling that segment yet, but it's a Monday episode.
Oh, it's a Monday.
It's a Monday episode.
What is this episode?
This is a Friday episode.
No one's going to watch it.
I
will.
Probably not. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Please follow Nico on her social media.
She is Fritz.
She is Fritz.
Not she is. It's shiz.
It's somewhere.
Okay.
I'm still figuring out editing. But follow Nico. See the glimpse into her awesome life as an oenologist and a kick-ass woman. Like,
thank you.
a Wonder Woman came out at some point recently, and like real life Wonder Woman right here. And as always, please comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Rewind with bschwitty. Thank you again for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Boop.
Dope. I think we did okay.